speaking to. We have Senator Berman here today. Hello, Senator Berman. Yes, and the Vice Chair of the School Board, Karen Brill, is here today. They're going to be giving us updates, and of course we have our first responders to begin with. Please now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, we have our board member here, John Gentithis, is going to come up and mention our guests, any dignitaries that aren't going to be speaking today.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. My name is the Delray Residential Association.
Cannot hear you.
Okay, we have some guests today. First guest is Tricia Buttle from Congressman Lois Frankel's office. Caitlin Bergman, Clerk for Community Engagement. Victoria Nolan, Executive Director of the Palm Beach Legislation Delegation. Ed Soul, District 8 Representative Emily Schlossberg. Howie Zimmerman, Palm Beach County Property Appraiser, Dorothy Jack's office. Tom Wolnick, Legislative Aide to Representative Slosky's office, Representative Schlossberg, I'm sorry. Daniela Mocara, Palm Beach Delegation. Caitlin Joyce, Mayor Wanroth's office. Evelyn Duplessis, aide to Senator Berman. Francis Freitas, Palm Beach Water Public Information person. Tony Keeler, firefighters, paramedics of Palm Beach County. Fred. Okay, please give these people a round of applause. Welcome.
That was terrific. A few announcements here. First of all, at the end of the meeting now, because people were doing it before, just check with Bob and Rose here. Bob, Chairman of the Board, and Rose, his assistant, to see if your community's paid, to make sure that you get to go to the June 3rd breakfast, which will be at the Glen Eagles Country Club, and it's really a special occasion. And it's going to be very exciting this year. It's celebrating our Jubilee, 25 years, but we're like 2 years later because of the COVID pandemic. But it's great to see our meetings are getting bigger and bigger, more people filling the meetings, terrific, and more distinguished guests. Our mature driver course this past month, we had it at Polo Trace. It was terrific. And if your community would like it, just contact me. The United Way for the Ukrainian Relief Fund. We gave a check to the United Way of Palm Beach County. You might have seen us taking a photo here before, and that'll be in our newsletter. Surtax update. Oh, maybe we'll hear something from Karen Brill about that. But we collected 118% of projected, right? But she'll probably say something. There's a couple of things about development that we mention here, and it will be in the newsletter. There's something very strange, and I'm letting everybody know about this. Trying to get everybody's input, because it may be negative. Your input may be negative, and I think we're going in a negative direction with this input. A developer has brought forth this micro-communal residence for Delray Beach, which would be sort of like a small apartment building, one room units, but a shared bathroom, and one half of a parking space per unit. Okay, that's some concern. A lot of concern there for it becoming something it maybe isn't supposed to be, which we don't want it to be, or it just might be a problem for that. And we've heard it didn't work well in the Glades, they tried that, and I don't know if it should really go in the middle of Delray Beach. But just to give you an update, we'll give you more information on that. We'll even show you photos in the newsletter. And if you don't get the newsletter, give me your email address and we'll put you on the list. The Big Apple Bazaar is still postponed, but fortunately we are told there's going to be no fueling station there. They're still working on the site plan. At Hagen Branch and Atlantic, we're working with the developer to get the timing of the light extended for the people coming from the north to the south. That's a real issue, that they have to sit through a couple of lights, and maybe we can time it, make it a little longer. So working on that. And of course, in the Agriculture Reserve, land is being bought and sold at extraordinary pace here, and they're expecting some commerce use, land use there changing. It just might be, there's a few things going on, but nothing has come yet to the Board of County Commissioners for any final decisions. Now, what we have is, we have Lieutenant Morales here, representing the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, District 4, with an update. Good morning.
Mic check, check. Can you hear me? Yeah. All right. Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm standing in for Captain Sand today. He's tied up on another event this morning. But I know we got a jam-packed schedule today, so I'll be brief. I wanted to give you guys an update on two programs that we originally started not too long ago. The first one is our community policing deputy. His name's Jimmy Martinez. He's been in place now for a couple months, and the community outreach that he's done within that time has been incredible. I encourage each and every community, if you haven't done so, get in contact with him. He does a fantastic job coming out and speaking at HOA meetings. He also meets with the security directors, if you may have one in your community, provides crime prevention tips and updates. Fantastic. If you haven't done so, please do come by the office. I'll put you in contact with him. We're over there off Cumberland Drive.
What's his name again?
Deputy Jimmy Martinez. Okay? The next program is the therapy dogs. You guys remember we brought them in here a couple months ago. I wanted to share a really good story that really shows the impact that they've been having on the community. I got a call from a principal from an elementary school. They're having testing this week. So this week the kids are, the stress levels are a little bit higher because of the testing. So she asked if we can send out some of the therapy dogs to help relieve the tension. So the therapy dogs went out to this elementary school, and they were there at arrival when the kids got there. And she said it was an immediate impact. The stress level went down, the kids started smiling, they went into the test, started their day in a positive way. So I wanted to share that story because this is a positive impact that the therapy dog unit has been having in the community. It's fantastic. Last but not least, next month I think we're having a safety and security meeting, so we'll be front and center. I'm ready to go for that. So with that, that's all I have. I wish everybody be well, and we'll see you next month, all right?
Yes, a really big safety and security meeting next month with all sorts of interesting information, like we always bring. We have Chief Pete Hunt here. Can you please come to give us an update?
Good morning, how is everyone? Great. Got a big crowd this month. Just a couple items from fire rescue. I'm a little late on this. As you know, we recently turned back the clocks, and whenever we turn back the clocks, we like to remind people to change the batteries in their smoke detectors. If you haven't done that yet, please take a look and change the batteries. We have had a couple of fires recently in the middle of the night, and the smoke detectors activated and woke the residents, and they actually, saved lives. So very important, and we always like to stress it whenever the time changes. Check your batteries. Some exciting stuff in fire rescue for us. We got a couple of new pieces of apparatus that came in. We just the other day took possession. We have a new 100-foot aerial with a platform on it. It's made by E1. This is our first 100-foot aerial. All our other aerials are 75 to 80 feet. This one's a 100-footer. It's got all the newest cutting-edge technology, as you can expect. We are currently putting our stickers on it and going through it with a fine-tooth comb. We're going to start training the crews on it, and we hope to have it in service by the end of the month, ready to serve the citizens of Palm Beach County. In addition to our aerial, we also have a new command vehicle. It almost looks like a large semi-truck, and it's used to transport our incident management team whenever we have a big incident, something similar to maybe the Surfside incident that happened down in Miami. If that happens in the county or anywhere in the state, really, this vehicle is available to transport command teams. It has computers, technology, research areas. It's really, really impressive. And I'm excited to say it looks like we're going to be keeping it at Station 42 right here off Hagen Ranch. So once it's in place, I'll let you know, and you're more than welcome to come out and take a look at it. It's really, really an impressive piece of apparatus. A couple initiatives we've been doing this month with the schools in the area. In-house initiative, we've been going out to all the schools to meet and greet with the school resource officers, and also to check our keys to make sure that we have access to the schools in case of an emergency, specifically after hours, stuff like that. You know, we have a Knox box on each school that keeps all the keys to the school, so we have access when we arrive. In addition to that, the school resource officers are also required to do a state inspection every year. So we're meeting with all the school resource officers from the school police, and we're doing a state inspection for them so they can keep it for the records of all the public schools in the area. And finally, an update on some projects that many of you are monitoring. Station 40 and Station 49, one off White Feather and Military and one off Flavor Picked and Lyons, are both under construction. They're coming fast, and they should both be in place by the end of the year. If you're on social media, I know Station 40, they've been videoing and taking pictures of the construction as it progresses, so you can follow that on social media and see exactly, you know, the level of improvements that are made each week during the construction process. And also we have a remodel going at Station 45 right here off Atlantic and Jog. You know, with the growth in the area, that started as a smaller station housing 6 people, but with the growth in the area and the number of calls, it's increased. We carry 9 people there, and it's just a small station. So we're doing an expansion there to expand the bunk room and the living area so we can better accommodate the 9 people that are running out of that station. That's all I have for this month. Let's have a safe month, and I'll see everybody next month.
Wow, there is so much going on. Plus, we have a new fire chief, right? Patrick Kennedy. I was at his swearing-in ceremony last Friday. Very, very moving ceremony. Tony Keeler, anything? Thank you for coming today. That's our HOA representative from Fire Rescue. Terrific. We have today Senator Lori Berman. And we also have other people who come in is Kelly Skidmore and Commissioner Sachs, Representative Skidmore and Commissioner Sachs, so they'll be speaking too. Go ahead.
Good morning. First off, happy birthday, Lori.
Thank you.
So, I won't sing because you don't want that. And I'm just so happy, first of all, to be here in person with all of you. This is amazing. We finished session a couple weeks ago, so it's so nice to have an in-person meeting. And I'm also happy to be here with all my colleagues. We have the fact that you have such an amazing group of people here. We have the Vice Chair of the School Board, Karen Brill. You have your County Commissioner, Maria Sachs. We have our State Representative, Kelly Skidmore, and of course your Speaker, the Clerk of the Court, Joe Abruzzo. So it speaks a lot to the power of the alliance that so many people are here today. So I just want to give you a very brief report about some of the things that happened during session. And then I'm going to talk more about focus on the budget, and my colleague, Representative Skidmore, will talk a little bit more about the legislative side. So we do have one constitutional duty, and that is to pass a balanced budget. And we were successful in that. We have a second constitutional duty every 10 years to do maps for redistricting, and we were not successful on that, and we are going back April 19th. We did pass Senate maps, and we did pass House maps. We did not pass congressional maps, and we will be going back April 19th to work on that. The budget this year was extraordinarily robust. Last year we had a $101 billion budget. This year we have a $112 billion budget. A lot of it was from money from the federal government. The American Recovery Act brought us billions of dollars. About a third of our budget overall comes from the federal government. Really good things in the budget. It was supported in a bipartisan fashion by everyone. We're doing things for the environment, things for the Everglades. We are raising the salaries for our teachers. We are putting more per pupil spending. We can always put more in my opinion, but this is one of the highest, this is, I believe, the highest per pupil spending that Florida has had. We're raising the minimum wage to $15 for all state employees. We raised salaries for law enforcement. Very robust budget. And I want you to know, I represent 13 cities, and of my 13 cities, Delray got the most budget items. Delray did really, really great. Don't tell my other cities. They got money for Pompey Park. We got money for Pompey Park, money for Catherine Strong Park, money for a stormwater pump, money for a backflow prevention also. So millions of dollars came from the state budget to Delray, which I'm really proud about, and I'm really happy to see that we're going to be doing that. It was a tough session because of a lot of legislative issues, and you'll hear a little bit more about that from Representative Skidmore. I gave you all my Berman bulletin, and has a lot of information about the session. You can always contact my office if you have any questions, concerns. Very happy to represent all of you in the new redistricting maps which are out for the Senate. My district is still in the Delray area, so I'm excited about that because there is some changes in the new maps. So please call me if you have any questions, concerns, and thank you all, and have a wonderful holiday, Easter, Passover, Ramadan, whatever you're celebrating. I hope you have a great month. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you for coming. Thank you for that update. And Representative Skidmore, great to see you here. Yes, give her a round of applause. Applause is always good. There you go.
Thank you so much, Dr. Minicore. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see so many smiling faces, old friends and new friends. I'm so happy we are together in person. If you don't mind, I'm going to stand to the side of the podium so I don't disappear behind the podium. But thank you guys so much for coming out this morning to hear some of the things that happened and didn't happen during our legislative session in Tallahassee. I'm sure you heard a lot about some controversial bills. They were in the news quite a bit. There was a bit of a cultural war that was going on in Tallahassee. We had the Don't Say Gay bill, we had the anti-woke bill, we had an elections police bill. So we were very busy battling out those issues. But there were also some things that are important that we didn't do. And we're waiting to see if when we go back in special session on congressional redistricting, that the call, which is how we refer to the session, might be expanded to include property insurance. That was the big thing that did not get done. Thank you for that. That was the very big thing that the legislature failed to do, and that was to address property insurance. There are options that we have on the table. There are things that we can be doing. The fact of the matter is that more and more insurance companies are going to be downgraded and then unfortunately become insolvent. That is going to put additional pressure onto citizens, which is already looking for an 11% increase in property insurance. So that is something that needs to be addressed. I have a feeling that if we don't do it this special session, we might be back in another special session to handle that. The other thing we didn't do was anything related to the Surfside collapse. So we did not address those Maintenance issues for condominiums. That is something that was on a lot of folks' mind, especially in South Florida. So another issue that we need to address. Preemption. There has been kind of a pattern in the last few legislative sessions where Tallahassee wants to preempt local government. And I know this organization and your sister organizations are very, very engaged with your county in making sure that a development is managed, that traffic is managed, that there's concurrency and things like that. You got to watch out for the legislature because they're very intent on taking local control away and keeping everything housed in Tallahassee. Senator Berman likes to talk about the one bill that the leadership referred to as the mother of all preemption. And this is a bill that was also controversial that would allow a business who believes or can prove that it suffered a 15% decrease in revenue from an ordinance that was passed by a local government, that they have action cause to sue the government. That was a theme this year, quite honestly, in many of the pieces of legislation that we had. Litigation, which is odd. You know, it's just not something that the leadership has really taken up before. But when it came to banning books or the Don't Say Gay bill or a lot of other issues, written into the legislation were opportunities for cause of action for individuals to sue school boards, to sue local governments. So I think that that's something you guys should be very interested and you should be paying attention to. These are your tax dollars that will be used to defend the lawsuits. So we are interested in what's going to happen when we head back in a couple of weeks. Senator Berman mentioned that we met our constitutional obligation to pass a budget and pass legislative maps. We actually did pass congressional maps, but the governor vetoed them in a very unusual and sort of unprecedented manner. The governor drew his own maps for Congress. And so that kind of took us a little bit by surprise, and we had to kind of adjust and take those into consideration. In the legislative maps, we pass those, they go directly to the court for approval. The congressional maps don't. They go directly to the governor for approval. So it was kind of like grading your own work, I kind of thought, for the governor to make his own maps and then approve or disapprove them. But we will go back this year. Every 10 years we have to redraw the maps, right, because of the census. This year we cannot not draw the maps. There are no maps that we can go back to because we have an additional congressional district. We went from 27 to 28. So we must draw maps so that everyone has representation. So thank you so much for letting me speak to you this morning. Thanks for your attention. Please let us know how we can help. Amy Chamberlain is my district aide. She's in the back there. If we can do anything to be helpful on any constituent issue, please don't hesitate to let us know. Have a great one. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your update. Is this your paper? Thank you very much. We get so much meat here, so much information. We have Commissioner Maria Sachs here today with us. Great to see you here today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, President Vinegar. How's everybody doing today? Everybody's doing well? I have a wonderful announcement. I am a grandma. Do you want to see some pictures? He's really cute. I think he looks just like me. Peter says he looks like him. But, you know, when they're that small, they look like everybody. But anyways, I'm very, very proud. And this is what I want to tell you about something. During COVID, a lady came up to me and she said, Maria, will you do whatever you can help me get a test? My husband is tested positive. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should take him to the hospital. Well, we followed through and we helped her, and he recovered. He recovered. He's okay. He's not, doesn't have any long-term. disabilities. The reason for the story is that she calls me back. And she says, Maria, are you okay? She goes, no, I'm fine. But I want to give back. What can I do? Do I write a check? I said, keep your money in your pocket. What do you want to do? She says, well, I'd love to be able to help little children. I miss my grandkids. I'd just like to be able to read to a little child, you know? And I said, sure. So then I got a couple more phone calls, and it got to be more and more, and I said, you know what, we got to just bring everybody together. Everybody wants to give back. I'm going to put my grandson in there, too, so if you want to read that. He likes that llama, whatever, Bama, Ma, I don't know. But he loves little book. So I thought what I would do is I put all of the nonprofits in one room. And that one room is going to be right here at the South County Civic Center. And these have all been pre-approved. I don't want your money. They don't want your money. They want something bigger. They want your time. They want your time. There's a lot of kittens that need help. They have dogs, animals, animal care and control, our county one. I just spoke to Clerk of the Court, Joe Abruzzo. He's going to have a booth there as well, because they do a lot of community outreach. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to do this. But in a sense, if you want to give back, and I don't know money, if you want to give back, this is an opportunity for you to walk around the room, look at all the different organizations, and see if there's something there that you'd like to give a little time to, at whenever you want to do it. So this is what I'm doing. You should have gotten one of these. Check it out. Janet is right here to my right. And if you have any questions, now at Kings Point, there's so many people at Kings Point want to come, I'm getting a bus. Getting a bus to bring them. If you need transportation, you're asking, when is it? April 14th. April 14th. And you all didn't get one in the front. Jan, we're going to make sure everybody gets one in the front. April 14th, right over here, if you need transportation, let me know at the office. And basically, you come around and you look at what there is to do. There's a lot of children who need grandparents, and we will. This is for you. This is for you. Okay. Other than that, everything's fine. I'm very happy. Everything's good at my office, and I look forward to hearing from you. Any issues, you know where to find me. All right. Good to see you, Alliance. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and for that update, and we will get out that flyer. If you send it via PDF, we'll get it out to our very large email list, and people will know about it. We have Karen Brill. Good to see you. Otherwise known as Gimpy Brill. Oh, today she's usually in high heels. Yes. Wow. I'm sure we'll hear about that.
Thank you. So everybody usually says to me, I never realized how short you are. So I'm the vice chair of the school board. I am your school board member, Karen Brill. Thank you. And who would have ever thought that we would be the ones under attack all the time? And no, this wasn't from one of my crazy school board meetings. I apologize that I haven't seen you for a couple of months. I've had a rough couple of months. This is a stress fracture, but what I will tell you is that I joined many of your ranks. I'm eligible now for Medicare, and I became a grandma for the first time, so thank you. So just a couple brief updates, because I know you want to get to the program. Yes, as Dr. Vinokur mentioned, we are ahead with the sales tax, the penny sales tax, and that's paying for the infrastructure for the schools and for the county, so we thank you. What you're going to be hearing more from us about is in November, our referendum is going to be back on the ballot. That's where there's money taken from your property taxes, and it pays for up to $10,000 a year bonus to our teachers. It pays for arts, PE, our security in the schools, and mental health, which you know. I mean, you're hearing now about the trial down in Broward. Our students, especially after COVID, need help, mental health help. So before I give you my next update, thank you to our first responders for partnering with us. You help us every day, and we so very much appreciate it. You are mentors to our students, and we thank you. So the most important update I have for all of you is that, remember that principal that said some people believe that the Holocaust never happened and so he didn't have to teach it? Well, guess what? He lost his last appeal. Yes. So he will never be back in Palm Beach County. He can go to another county in Florida and be on probation and teach or lead a school, but I can guarantee you, so long as I sit on that school board, he's not setting one foot in any of our schools. Good. So I want you to know that. You will also be hearing us talking about our strategic plan. We are focusing on the positive. And the last thing I'll leave you with is all those crazy bills that you're hearing about, the anti-woke, don't say gay. The crazy thing is, now our board supports quality choices. We do support quality charter schools, but what people don't know is although the state says a charter school is a public school and they must share your money, those bills don't apply to them. So crazy as that sounds, I'll give you more updates later on, but thank you to all of you. And again, as Senator Berman said, happy Passover, happy Easter, and if you celebrate Ramadan, Ramadan Mubarak. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. I know it must be easy getting around like that. Okay, well, in 2 minutes, we're going to hear our featured speaker. What we do is we have a 2-minute commercial before the speaker to thank First Atlantic Healthcare for sponsoring our breakfast today. Today we have Pam Avalos to just give you a few words about First Atlantic Healthcare. Pam Avalos.
Okay. Good morning, Alliance. I'm Pam Avalos with First Atlantic Healthcare. We are located right here in Delray Beach. And today I brought alongside me at our table here our continuum of care, because in your communities, no one is making an appointment when they're getting sick, when they're falling, and what they should be doing next. So here with me today, besides myself providing private duty home care, I have Jennifer with ProMedica Rehab for physical therapy, as well as Jarrett with the Arbor at Delray, which is independent assisted living and memory care. So we do have our table here. We left a bag for everyone. In your bag is a pen and a little notepad. We are raffling off a wine and cheese basket that the winner at the end. So if you did not fill out your raffle, please make sure that you do and you drop it in the basket, and we'll choose a winner at the end. Thank you, and good luck to everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your sponsorship. We have a featured speaker here. He's the star of the day. I gave him the whole program today because he is so important. And he's been, his whole young life, he's worked so hard for us. You know, he was state representative. He was a state senator. And now there's no better person to lead the Clerk and Comptroller's office as Joseph Abruzzo. So please help me welcome Joseph Abruzzo. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Lori, and I really appreciate those kind words. And it's been many years, and it's been such a pleasure representing all of you in so many different roles. And I was just speaking to Harvey and Bob. We've known each other for 23 years and go back a long way. Bob's like 65 now and still going strong. It's great. But it means the world to me that I'm here, and can't thank you all for the support throughout the many decades. So since I spoke to you at the Alliance last February, we made a lot of changes at our office with you in mind. Today it is my privilege to update you on some of the work we've done this past year to serve you and give you a preview of a few of the new services you can expect in 2022 and 2023. So we support both the Palm Beach County government and the 15th Judicial Circuit. Our office has nearly 650 employees with an annual operating budget of over $70 million, which is your money. We have more than 1,000 different statutory duties, literally over 1,000 different jobs in our office. We maintain all the Palm Beach County court records as the clerk of the circuit court for the 15th. I serve as the Palm Beach County Chief Financial Officer, Treasurer, Auditor. We pay all the county bills, including the paychecks of the sheriffs and firefighters here today. We also earn your money on tax dollars put in. So we invest that money, and we'll speak a lot about that in a little bit. We manage all of Palm Beach County's official public records, and we even have the public records dating back to the 1800s. Right now, our office is actually going through a massive project where we're taking the older records from the 18 and early 1900s and putting them off of microfilm onto the internet, so everybody can access those easier. I also serve as the clerk to the Board of the County Commissioners. In that role, we record all the votes that take place in the commission minute meetings. So I've been in office since January 2021, so not that long. And in this past year, we've accomplished quite a bit as a team. The next 3 slides show some of our highlights this past year. One of the first things I did was I ended practice of any political contribution from employees at the office or vendors. And that's important because in our role as clerk of the circuit court and comptroller, the vendors really affect our bottom line in the community. For instance, the collection agency fees for court fees, traffic violations, that's a vendor. And that vendor can charge all the way up to 40%. So not getting involved politically with these vendors allows me to go to the mat for you, saying, nope, we're not going to charge these outrageous fees, we're going to cut the fees. It's very important. So I tried the best I can with everything I had to eliminate all politics from the office. You, the voter, passed the $15 an hour minimum wage increase, but that doesn't take effect for a couple of years. On day 1 of taking office, I instituted that in our office, so no one makes less than $15 an hour. We increased our presence in the community, hence today and all around town. In seeking the office, one thing I learned and why we're here today, and I heard a couple wows when I said over 1,000 different statutory duties. Not a lot of people, it's very low knowledge in the public of exactly what we do. So I really appreciate your attention and time today. We champion changes in the county investment portfolio. We increased the Israeli bonds investment from $100 million to $300 million just not that long ago. So we ensured the purchase in our office of transparent and public to the public through an open and competitive solicitation process. Anybody that had a contract in our office, a vendor, we put out for RFP. I wanted fresh eyes on everything. We launched a new website to help you more easily find the information you need, whether you're on the computer or on a mobile device. The website was kind of antiquated. We updated it and getting a lot of praise on that. We expanded our office investment in artificial technology. I'll get into a little bit more about that later. We expanded paperless processing to speed up delivery of payments to Palm Beach County vendors and customers. There's obviously was a large lag, and we've really been churning and burning as far as getting people paid. I created within the office an ombudsman position, and those who were members of unions or in a large corporation know that that's a personal representative from the workforce directly to the top, to me. And that ombudsman advocates for the employees to help build a positive workplace culture. We helped employees with care costs for children. One thing during COVID that I know, as many of you know, I'm a single father raising my 7-year-old son. When COVID hit, or when lockdowns happened, and the children can't go to school, it's a hardship. So I've given funds that for the individuals in our office, whether they have a child or they're caretaking someone that's elderly, to get some help. We gave back to our community by voluntarily nearly 600 hours with nonprofit groups throughout Palm Beach County, and I really appreciate Commissioner Sachs and the role that she's playing here. And I do want to pause one thing. I see Representative Skidmore. One thing that's different in Palm Beach County that I think beyond any other place I've ever been politically, and it really starts with your organization and others like it, like Cobra and West Boca Community Council. You keep us together, and that has fostered a relationship where your elected officials, we work incredibly together. All the infighting and things you see nationally and on TV, that doesn't happen here. Yes, there's political races sometimes, but at the end of the day, when it comes to working together, I don't think you can find a better place. And that has to do with your leadership and the people who've been around for decades. So our community engagement team, which we started last year, has connected with you at more than 100 meetings. And again, this is mainly during COVID, so I can't imagine now that things are opening up and it's so great to be here in person. Through 100 meetings, outreach events, speaking engagement, and other community events since July. Our goal is to be at as many places as possible, connecting with as many people as possible, and help as many people as possible in our community. Through our Clerks for a Cause program, we contributed money and time to nonprofits in Palm Beach County. In 2021, our team donated nearly 600 hours, as mentioned, more than 51,000 cash donation. That's the personal workers' donations, and 4,500 pounds of food, and thousands of other items. The photos you see on the slide include our HR team at Park Vista Community High School Career Fair, our volunteers gleaning crops to donate to a local food bank, and our team at the West Palm Beach Veterans Parade. We also are attending community events and speaking with groups like yours and throughout the county. Connecting with you is more than just going to meetings and community events. We want to meet people where they are, whether it's in person or online. This year we introduced a series of how-to in-court webinars to help you navigate our court system. So far, our webinars have covered using technology to represent yourself in court and how to collect a money judgment when you're awarded in court. Our next free how-to webinar will be your guide to divorce, unfortunately. You can check out our website, our monthly email newsletter, or our social media accounts, or sign up for information on webinars. Each webinar is recorded and shared on our YouTube channel, which you can find by searching @Clerk PBC. Our YouTube channel also features shorter videos to help you with everything from filing a small claims case to searching court records. We will be rolling out new videos throughout the year, so please make sure you subscribe. Our office is focused on how we can serve you effectively and efficiently. One example is our finance division, which is expanding its use of artificial intelligence, or we call them bots, to speed up our process. We shifted to paperless processing to increase our turnaround time to ensure payments to small business owners and county vendors. This short video features members of our finance team, which will show you a little more about how going paperless helps you and businesses in our community. Play the video. Wi-Fi.
We wanted to have a Go Green project in the clerk's office, and so first our mind was, okay, let's go get some scanners, and what we want to do is just scan some papers and we store the papers electronically. We quickly found out that it's not just a matter of taking a piece of paper and scanning it in. What we discovered is that there are actually benefits to having electronic documents.
The benefit is that now the document enters into this building and is immediately digitized. Base is really an enterprise content management system that allows us to take digital assets that are here at the clerk's office, store them so that they're available when they're needed at the right time. That gives us full transparency into where in the organization the document is sitting.
Our document management strategy is much bigger than just a matter of, let's say we're going to get Base and we're just going to scan the documents. We can have the system through artificial intelligence and robotic process automation validate that yes, this invoice is valid and it can move on into the next phase of the workflow process.
Being able to have documents route through paperless electronically just sped up the process. So for our vendors who service the county, that means they're getting their payments a lot quicker. And a lot of our vendors are these small mom and pop organizations. And especially during the pandemic, this was huge, being able to get them their payments a lot more quickly.
this is where it impacted our citizens the most, because those payments for the rental assistance and the CARES Act payments that the county was responsible for came through finance. And because our staff was able to work on these things, even though we had a pandemic and people had to be out remote, being able to process those electronically to get them through faster allowed us to actually disperse the funds that were made available to the citizens and the federal government. We've learned to be very, very flexible. That benefits not just us, but it benefits the county, and then eventually that benefits the taxpayers.
I appreciate that. And to put a little bit more light into our structure, you know, we have a great, incredible, really, property appraisers, you know, in Dorothy Jacks. So Dorothy assesses the property value. Then Ann Gannon, also incredible office, collects the money. Then it comes to us. The county commission decides, as we all know, how that money is spent. But then we pay the bills. So we all work together, and that's the process that's being discussed in that video. Our end process of paying the bill. And Radcliffe, who is the chief of finance, brought up a great point in that video. The majority of county vendors are mom and pop businesses. So yes, there's some very large companies that can withstand cash flow issues, but the mom and pops can't. So our focus is to make sure we can do everything we can to make sure people get paid. We want to make it as easy for you as possible to get information you need without coming to the courthouse. Last year we launched a new website to make it easier for you to find services on our website, including paying traffic tickets or making appointments for services. This year we launched a new AI-powered chatbot to answer your questions online to help you easily connect with what you need. We also launched our e-certified system, which allows you to purchase electronic certified court documents directly from our office. Electronic certified documents have a unique code as well as an electronic stamp and seal at the bottom of each document. If you want to learn more about our e-certified system, please visit our website at mypalmbeachclerk.com. New for 2022. Our office manages Palm Beach County's investment portfolio to maximize investments earned after ensuring taxpayer money is protected and available to pay county expenses. Our office's certified investment professionals proactively manage an average of $2.6 billion portfolio to maximize investment earnings while ensuring the tax dollars are protected. That is your money. That is your money. The county investment policy developed by the Clerk and the Comptroller's Investment Policy Committee governs investments and provides guidelines related to risk management and reporting requirements. In December 2021, the investment team and I successfully championed for a change to the policy, allowing us to double Palm Beach County's investment in Israeli bonds. Under the change, the investment policy unanimously approved by the County Commission, up to 10% of the portfolio managed by our office investment team can now be invested in Israeli bonds. And there's really, it's not, first off, it's incredible to support Israel and what I would consider one of our, if not our greatest ally. But on the financial side, the Israeli bonds are performing better than our bonds. So it's great on both levels, in my opinion. An increase 5% under the previous investment policy, by the way. The investment in Israeli bond will reach as much as $300 million. In addition, the maximum maturity allowed was increased from 5 years to 10 years, so we were able to go out longer on duration. You can learn more about how we manage the money at www.mypalmbeachclerk.com/investments. Our team is always working to serve you more efficiently. And today, you're getting a sneak peek on some things in the works that we'll share with the public later this month. The photo you see on screen is of our South County team during our Passport Day in 2021. We're bringing back Passport Day. So, by the way, as you hear, we also manage the county's passport office. Later this month, and for those, and it goes through a lot of people's minds, unfortunately, we do not have the expedited same-day service that you have to go down to Miami. Tried to get it, but they said if there will be another one in our state, it will be in Orlando for geographic purposes. We're bringing back Passport Day this month at our branch offices in Delray, Palm Beach Gardens, and Belgrade. And we'll be announcing those dates and times very soon. We'll make sure to share those dates with you once they're announced. We're also bringing back our office's volunteer program, giving you an opportunity to work with us, to help our office. More information on that program will be announced later this month as well. And again, we'll make sure to share it with you once it's public. Finally, we're working with local libraries to connect to their customers. Next month, our community outreach team will sign up Palm Beach County property owners for our property fraud alert, which I'll also speak about. And I think that's one of the most important things that we can do for you. You'll hear a little bit more about that later in this presentation. So, yep, we're hiring. Managing all these responsibilities requires a great team, and we are hiring. We offer a comprehensive benefit package including 17 day paid holidays, paid time off, and a $1,500 employee fund for dependent care account, and that's what I was speaking about for the child care and dependent care. We know that we have to give our employees flexibility and work-life balance to help our clerk family find that balance. We are expanding our remote and hybrid workforce. We are one of the few government agencies in Palm Beach County to offer these opportunities collectively. We're also adding more training and career development opportunities to help people grow their futures at Clerk PBC. We say in our office, and it's not just hyperbole, we're a clerk family. If you ever come to our office, you'll see how we operate, respect one another, and operate doing just that. We want people to make their careers with our office and are provided them with the tools and professional development growth that thrive at our clerk's office. We hired a professional development professional. And when somebody works at our office, we lay out a career path because it's our goal that we keep people as long as they want. I want them there forever. I hate when people have to retire. I hate when we lose out on great people because we just can't pay as much as some of the private sector. So we really have a great professional development team in place. We're also adding more training and career. We talked about that. If you know anyone who might be interested, anyone, please have them look at our website. There's job opportunities posted all the time. It's, of course, mypalmbeachclerk.com/careers. One of the ways we're working to help you is by expanding our online services, so you don't have to visit our offices in person. While some people still may need to come in person, there are many services that you can do from home. You can search our database of court and official records and get copies of your records you need, including certified copies using our e-certified system, which we spoke about. You can also use our online payment system to pay traffic tickets, use our online calendar to make a marriage license appointment, or reschedule your jury duty services online. You can also file court documents, e-record documents, or file petitions for the Value Adjustment Board, which I know you also know a lot about. And you could always look, again, mypalmbeachclerk.com/services. So that's actually a real cool picture. I'm so happy to speak about this, our self-service centers. Our self-service centers are a one-stop shop for Palm Beach County courts. The self-service center you see in the photo is at our West Palm Beach office, but you can find centers in all our courthouse locations, including the South County Courthouse in Delray Beach. Our centers have user-friendly legal forms, navigators to help you with filling or filling out those forms, public access computers, notary services, and more. While our team can't give you legal advice, they can give you a peace of mind when you're representing yourself in court. So we modeled these self-service centers somewhat after the Apple stores. So those who don't want to hire a lawyer or don't have the means to hire a lawyer, this is an incredible opportunity to come in and get some assistance on what to file and how to file. The self-service page on the website also has online guides, forms, and toolboxes that help answer your questions on everything from homeowners and condo association law to guardianship. You can also find out how to make appointments with our self-service navigator. And again, that's our website /self-service. In our role as Palm Beach County CFO, we produce annual reports to show you where your tax money goes. Our latest edition of Checks and Balances, that's like the guide or magazine, if you will, is now online. and helps you get a clear picture of Palm Beach County's financial health. You can download a copy online or get a copy from our office once the print edition is available later this month. You can also get information on our website about CARES Act or the American Rescue Plan Act payments, or get updates on the performance of Palm Beach County's investment portfolio. mypalmbeachclerk.com/public funds. Getting a passport doesn't require waiting in line at the post office. You can apply for a new passport or renew your passport if it expired more than 5 years ago at any of our branch offices. We'll even take your passport photo. We just started doing that a couple weeks ago. You can book an appointment to apply for your passport at our offices in Delray Beach, Palm Beach Gardens, and Belgrade, or walk in during our after-hour passport events later this month. And that's what I was speaking about earlier in the slide. We have after-hour events because not everybody can come 9 to 5 and get it, so we look at weekends, holidays, things of that nature. For more information, visit our passport page online. It's our website, mypalmbeachclerk.com/passports. We've all heard stories about people trying to scam homeowners. Yeah, great. Out of their properties. They file fake deeds or other documents and then try to rent out homes they don't own. And this has exploded with our real estate explosion. Our property fraud alert system is a free service to help you protect your property from fraud. The system monitors documents recorded with our official records division and sends you an email notification if something is filed in your name in Palm Beach County. Throughout the month of May, our office will be educating the entire community about property fraud alert system, and we'll be in local libraries to sign people up for the services. If you're interested in having our community outreach team visit your group to register homeowners for property fraud alert notification, please let me know or speak with someone from our team to get you information. You can sign up for property fraud alerts anytime at, again, our website, mypalmbeachclerk.com/services/property fraud alert. So important. It's free. And there's two things I want to briefly mention. We just spoke about property fraud, and we spoke about certified documents. Many people get solicitations in their mailbox to sign up through a third party for property fraud alert or pay ridiculous fees for a marriage license, a death certificate. This is either free or at a very, very low cost to rush. It's a scam. You never need to use any of those third-party solicitations to try to get what the things we're speaking about today. So we got your back, and never answer that. There's scams out there. Sign up for $29.99 a month for property fraud alerts. All they do is connect to our system, and it's free. Right. So shifting gears to guardianship, which pretty much has become known because of the Britney Spears case nationally. A lot more light has been shed on guardianship. Our Division of Inspector General, which is also under our office, again, 1,000 different jobs. It's pretty remarkable. So our Division of Inspector General investigation, potential incidents of financial fraud or waste involving court-appointed guardians. They are at the forefront in our state on identifying investigating guardianship fraud, and recently marked 10 years of providing this important service in Palm Beach County. This video tells you a little bit more about our guardianship fraud investigations and the important work they do in Palm Beach County.
Guardianship.
Guardianship. Guardianship. Guardianship.
When a person is disabled or becomes unable to care for themselves properly due to age or disease, control of their affairs can be given to a court-appointed guardian. Now that person then has total control over their ward's life and their possessions, which too often can lead to fraud and theft.
Clerk auditors are the front lines of monitoring guardianship proceedings in Palm Beach County.
This is the organization that actually goes out to protect those who are being hurt or defrauded by guardians. We have an incredible staff here led by Anthony Palmieri, who really has become a nationwide expert on guardianship cases. And he and his team literally go out and make sure that primarily elderly people aren't being taken advantage of.
Clerk's Division of Inspector General is accredited by the Florida Commission for Law Enforcement for IG offices, which means we conduct audits and investigations using professional standards.
Our office has a guardianship fraud hotline in place. So request that our office look into some type of fraud or misconduct that's going on in a guardianship case through our website, through calling our office via email. Those can pertain to professional guardians. They can also pertain to non-professional guardians such as family members.
So when guardianship proceedings are escalated with red flags, we'll apply those accreditation standards to perform an enhanced audit or investigation. Guardianship reform requires data-driven decisions. One of the recurring issues or problems in guardianship is the absence of data and statistics. You have a lot of big decisions being made in guardianship based on anecdotal information and not empirically based data.
Data can sometimes be an issue. It can require pretty extensive research. It involves going through court records, court file after court file to try and determine, is this person currently appointed? Were they appointed in the past? How long were they appointed? That information is not gathered in accessible location.
In today's day and age, we should be able to push a button and I should be able to report that data to the public and to the decision makers.
Palm Beach County is beginning to make its own database. It's called Guardianship Inventory Reports and Accountings for Florida, or GIRAFFE.
GIRAFFE is a game changer. It's going to completely change the dynamics of the guardianship system. GIRAFFE can collect the most basic to the most complex of data so we can give it to the decision makers so they can make informed decisions about the guardianship system.
I am so proud of the work that the team, the Palm Beach County Clerk and Comptroller's Office, has been doing for many years. And now it is going to benefit our entire state and maybe ultimately our nation.
We have to work as a society to rid the system of all those willing to prey upon incapacitated persons.
Thank you for your attention. So that GIRAFFE system, which we speak about, that's being developed by us. And really, it should benefit the entire nation when it's all rolled out. It's working now, but again, we're promoting it across our state and the nation. In fiscal year 2021, our guardianship team issued 35 reports and identified millions of dollars in unverifiable and questionable guardianship expenditures and misreported assets. Reports can be filed anonymously, and you can file reports online or by phone. To file a report or get more information, please visit our website, mypalmbeachclerk.com/fraud, or call 561-355-3728. So you can always get updates straight from the source. mypalmbeachclerk.com, click subscribe to subscribe to news, or you can follow us at Clerk PBC on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, you name it. Before I wrap up and go into questions, as you see, there's a saying I remember when getting elected to the legislature: you're only as good as your staff, and it's so true. The staff at the clerk's office is incredible. Our chief of communications, Kathy Bernstein, is here today with her team. I cannot thank the staff and the hard-working men and women of the Palm Beach County Clerk's Office. They really do work incredibly hard for you, and not a lot of people, as you can tell, know what we're doing, and it's so important what we do. So are there any questions? Yes.
I have this right here, if you can come up and ask the question.
I have a question. What is actually an issue or subject of property fraud? I'd like to know what happens to you.
Sure. So what's been happening, and I'll step up from here, there's been these predators that file false deeds on your property, try to claim it as your own, and then send out lease paperwork or rental paperwork to individuals around the country. Because our market got so hot, people are buying, selling, renting without seeing the property, right? So they're preying on the hot markets, and Palm Beach County is one of them. What our property fraud alert does, it notifies you if anything in your name is filed in the county record book. So if one of those, or whatever other document they come up with is filed on you, you'll know immediately, and we can put a stop to it.
Thank you. Any other questions? You can come right up to the microphone. No? This was pretty thorough, and you've got an excellent website. We're on that website all the time here. Thank you so much for this.
I hope it wasn't too much information.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and you do have an excellent staff, and you created a terrific staff here. Well, everybody, that's it for today. Next month, huge security seminar. We'll have a lot of information, more on fraud, and more on protecting yourself from Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, and especially our District 4. We'll see you next month. See Bob and Rose here if you want to check if your community is paid up with the dues. Take a cupcake on the way out. There's a few left. Thank you. I'm 63 years old and I have one question. Will you still need me? Will you still feed me? When I'm 64. You'll be older too. Oh, I'm not going to stop my day job.